Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today, and this one is a large print version of the King James Bible done by Cambridge. Now, Cambridge does still manufacture this Bible, however, they have downgraded the leather that they use for the cover. This is a top grain cowhide, and they're now using a French Morocco leather instead. So go ahead and take a look at this, and you can see what makes this one so special here. The main thing is the deep grain of this leather. You can see it's very nice. I really liked what they did with their leather covers back in the day. I don't know if this is a stamped grain or if this is just the natural grain, but either way, I love these kind of grainy leather covers. You can see here they did a little perimeter line around the edge. And they do have Holy Bible imprinted here on the cover, and it is very much off-center. I'm not sure why Cambridge did this. It seems like it would have made sense to me to just kind of move it over and down a little bit to center it up and make it look like modern Bibles, but for whatever reason back in the day, this was kind of the standard to kind of move it up and to the left. Again, if anybody can chime in and let me know why this is the case. I don't know if maybe it made it imprinting easier for smaller sizes of Bibles. I'm not sure why they did that, but that was the kind of the standard there. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the spine here. There are some rib indications, although they are very light. They're not really, I wouldn't even say that they're raised. They're very kind of, I don't know, very light rib indications there. Then we have Holy Bible, King James Version, and Cambridge down here. I'm not sure why they didn't include the colophon there, the crest. I couldn't say why. This is a King James text, so I don't know why it's not included there, unless maybe they weren't doing it at this time. We'll take a look at the back of the Bible. We have that perimeter line that it continues, and that very nice grain. Let's get it opened up here. Now you will see that there is a inner gilt line here on the inner perimeter. I love this. This is something that a lot of modern Bibles do now, and I really wish they would have started earlier on older Bibles doing this, because I think it just looks so nice. It does a great job at like framing the Bible when you get it open. We'll see it here in a second. We'll take a look here at the leather, fold it over in the corners there. Now this is a used Bible, and it appears to be pretty well used. So you can see here the leather is kind of peeling up a little bit. The corners are kind of peeling up a little bit, which just happens over time. It is stamped here with top grain cowhide. And it is an edge line construction. I'm assuming this is a leather liner. It feels like leather. It looks like leather. And it comes up here onto the block. And then this is like a synthetic kind of material here on the sheet. Take a look at the back real quick. The corner work there on the back. Yeah, there you go. Kind of the same construction on the back as well. We'll get into the text. Actually, let's go back out. We'll take a look. We have black and yellow head and tail bands. And there is one black ribbon. There's a very nice gilt there, kind of a satin finish gilt. Looks very nice. Very well done by Cambridge. They always do a great job. And the ribbon almost feels like a silk. It's a double-sided satin ribbon. And it does feel like not a synthetic material. It feels like a natural material, maybe a silk. So either way, it's a nicely done ribbon. We'll get into the Bible now. There are a couple sheets there of thicker cardstock. And you have an empty page here, which I would imagine you could use for a presentation page or anything like that. And then it gets right to the title page, the Holy Bible containing the Old and New Testaments. Now, I'm not sure why Cambridge, normally they put the the make or the model down here. Might say like turquoise or emerald or something like that. I'm not sure why they didn't include it here, or at least put large print text. Again, not sure. On the page there, we have some copyright information. And then we have the epistle dedicatory on the opposite page. You can see that nice dark text. It is quite a large text. You're going to probably read it here from the video. Then we have the names in order of all the books of the Old and New Testament. And the signs, table of signs that are used in this translation. And then we have the first book of Moses called Genesis. So we'll take a look here. Very nice text, very large letters, very dark print. The paper on this edition is pretty nice. It's a little on the thin side. Actually, it's pretty middle of the road. It's a pretty nice paper. It is nice and smooth. In the show through isn't that bad. We'll go ahead and get a close look here in Genesis. I know I usually wait till the poetic books, but this is just a double column, verse by verse, so there's not going to be much difference in the poetic books. There are running headers up at the top of the page, and then the book name and the chapters in the top corners, and then the page number at the bottom. There are no references. There are no footnotes. There are pilcrow marks. I just saw one. Where'd it go? There's a pilcrow, and that's what they use to designate the paragraph breaks. And this is a pronouncing text, so you do see some pronunciation marks there throughout the text. But aside from that, there's really not much. It's pretty clean text, just a double column text, like kind of a reader, I guess, because there's no center column references or anything. Let's go ahead and get to the poetic books. Can I get a psalm? Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Psalms? Psalms. There we go. And then there you see the poetic books are just laid out as double column, verse by verse. That versified format that runs throughout the whole text. I love these large text Bibles, especially these vintage ones. Man, this just looks so nice. I would love to compare this to a modern large print Bible, but I'm not going to go out and buy one since I already have one. Why would I get another one? I would imagine the paper has probably been changed. This is kind of a yellowy paper. I don't think this is caused by oxidation. This looks more like just a creamy paper. It's a very nice paper, but creamy. I will go ahead and check and see the New Testament title page, and then we'll check and see if it's red letter, which I don't believe it is. There we go. So here's the New Testament title page. There you go. And we'll check and see if it's red letter, which it is not. It's just a standard black letter text there. Man, this print looks so good. Nice and dark. Large print is the way to go. It'll serve you well for years. Get rid of your pet minions and grab a large print text. Not as easy to carry, but you'll be able to read it for longer. Let's go ahead and get to the back of the Bible. I don't believe that there's anything. I think it just kind of wraps up here at the end of Revelation. So here's the end, the book of Revelation. You turn the page, and you do have some additional codes here. I'm not sure what these codes mean. I'm sorry. If anybody does know, please chime in below. I would love to get some input here on what some of these production codes mean for Cambridge Bibles. And there's a product code. I'm assuming that's the model number. Just assuming, though. Don't quote me on anything. And that's it. The end of the Bible there. Let's go ahead and get some measurements, and then I'll probably try and do a comparison here for you in a second. All right, so this measures in at a whopping 9 3/8 of an inch tall. And we have 6 and just about 1/4 inches wide. Now this edition is kind of skinny. I don't know if the new ones are this skinny, but this is about 1 3/16 of an inch wide, or thick, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty nice edition. Let's go ahead and look at the text. And we know this is going to be a good sized text. Capitals first. We'll do this, not an H, but we'll do the, I don't know, let's do a B. All right, B and butt. So look at that. It's a good size there. It looks to be about an 11.5 point font for the capitals. Look at a lowercase m. We find one in him. 11.5 there. Yeah. Looks to be about an 11.5 point font all around. Maybe a 12 point lowercase. It's close. You convinced me either way. We'll say an 11.5 point font either way. It's a nice, large, readable text, which obviously that is its namesake. It is a large print text. So let me go ahead and grab a Bible and we'll do some comparisons right quick. So I grabbed a few things to compare it to here. The first thing I have is a Book of Common Prayer. And the reason I grabbed this one was because this is in a French Morocco leather. So you can kind of see this leather is incredibly stiff, French Morocco. So the newer versions of this large print have this French Morocco leather, which is, again, it's just incredibly stiff. So, you know, if you're a fan of leather covers that are a little more flexible and loose, you really might want to try and find a vintage version of this Bible. Not to mention they can probably be had a little bit less expensive than what you would pay for a new edition in French Morocco. So definitely, you know, I'll show a close up here of the leather. You can see this too. This French Morocco has like a very fine grain, whereas this Cowhide has a nice, thick, kind of heavy grain. So I would definitely recommend the Cowhide edition if you can find it, if you can snag one. The other thing I have here is a turquoise to compare it to. Go ahead and take a quick look. Now this is a blue goat skin, so it's not going to be apples to apples, but it's close enough at least for as far as a size reference. But we can see here if they're lined up that the turquoise is just a hair taller, just about the same size and width, and just a little smidgen thicker. But very close to the same size. Take a look at the text. Now this won't be spot on only because the turquoise is a reference edition, but you can see the text is pretty close to about the same size. Now this one does have center column references, and the page is much wider than this creamier paper that they were using back in the day. But it's pretty comparable as far as size goes. It's almost like they took the turquoise size and they just removed the references and kind of slapped it into a slightly smaller form. But yeah, nice comparison there. So if you guys have any questions on this Cambridge large print text edition, please feel free to leave them down below. If you happen to know the date codes, please leave them down below. I would love to know what those mean. Otherwise, Bible buddies, I will talk to you next time. Bye.